Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. My name is Junyu, and we are Team Kovac Practice. And today, we will introduce our website and Eureka. And also, our presentation will be in 5 parts. So, firstly, I will going to introduce our website and what website it is, and how it looks like, and also what it can do. And secondly, Richard will talk about the login and sign up function, and then Changhong will tell you something about the post task parts. And also after that, Ziwei will show you the browser task part. And finally, Winnie will talk about the dashboard. So, okay, now let's move on to my first part, the introduction of the website. So firstly, when you go to nowadays, more and more introduce international students coming to the Australia, but some people sometimes they need help. For example, like to clean the house or go to the airport, but sometimes they don't have the car or something like that, so they need somebody to help them. So that's why we just develop this website for the international student. And firstly, when you go to the website, you will see the homepage and also the navbar. For the navbar, we have 2 parts. Firstly, is the public part. So it can display for the everybody. Doesn't matter about you you already log in or not. So and also we can log in, and for example, if you so right now I just log in, and you will see before you log in, it shows the sign up and login. But when you log in your account, you will see there is a login successful notification, and also there's dashboard, and you can see the right side is already changed to your. And also let's go back to the homepage. So for the homepage, you will see a get start button. So you can click this button and you can post the task as well. And also on the navbar, you can go to the browser task, and also you can post task as well. And also there is the categories. So right now we only have 3 categories. So the clean, the removal, and also pick up. So when you click the button, you still can post the task, and also the categories is already picked for you. And after that, all the pickup card will show on these parts. And also you can click on the different label, and you can choose the different categories. And also when you click this card, you can show the details of this card. And also we have different, we design for the different device. So for example, we do responsive for the iPad, and also, so you can see there are different design for the background, and also all the functions still works. And also we also design for the more smaller screen device. For example, like the iPhone 10, and when you still can post the task. So now let's move on to the next part. Richard will tell you something about the login and sign up function.
So hello everyone, this is Richard. I'm responsible for authentication and related security infrastructure. So let's first preview how it looks, and then I will guide you deep dive into how it works behind the scenes. So let's get started with register a user. As you can see, when we type in our first name and last, if the user type in the wrong format of email, the error message will appear to indicate the user to type in the correct email format. So let's continue. And then we have set the password complicated format. For example, the user need to type in 8 to 16 mixed caps numbers and special characters. And we compare the password with the regular expression we have defined, and then compare the original password and the confirmed password to make it the same to help user to identify if the password is correct or not. And then we click the sign up button to start the journey. So as you can see here, pop up the sign up message. We have done a route guide here. For example, when the user log out, they type in the URL address. Oh, sorry, we can display it here. When the user log out, they type in the wrong address. The login model will be appear to indicate the user to log in first and then proceed. Here goes the same rule goes with the login model. For example, the email address will be the error message will be appear if the user type in the wrong email. What makes above feature run so smoothly? So that's why, because we have done an extensive effort on our codes to make it more usable, reusable, maintainable, and readable. And so let's guide you how we code it. I have done them 5 parts as basis infrastructure for the whole project. The first one is define APIs. The second one is define our auth context and auth provider. The third one is we have defined our private route. And the fourth one is the login and sign up model. And the last one is the notification. And I will go through this one by one to help you understand how we organize our code in a clear structure and hierarchy. For example, ASIOs. We have create an ASIO instance. And here we have, you can see here's a clear file structure here. So everyone can get their resource they need to with the clear file structure. We have defined the basic ASIOs instance here and export as APIs. So others can modify this API to call their own APIs with this basic ASIO instance. And then we have our auth context. Every time when the application initializes and update, it extracts token to check the validity of this particular user and storage the whole user information into the global context and share with the other components. And the third one is the private route. Only authorized people can be accessed to the particular component or particular pages. We have used hooks. We have used use hooks to redirect to the profile page. So here's the certificated function here. And the last one is model, login model. As you can see, the component has been break down into smallest part. And we start with such as basic component, for example, the input and the buttons here. We input and the button and combine them into a big component. So to make it the component more robust. And then, as you can see, we have used style component to avoid CS class names collapse or overlaps. And all these all the labels, place order are transmitted as props into input. So the input received this props will behave as we expected. For example, when the error message appears, when the condition is right, the error message will be transmitted to the input and show the message. And I would like to mention that we have separated the data form and the validator method apart from the component. So to make files act as a single responsibility. And also, when we have used a custom hooks, for example, the use form, we have used use form to extract to determine if all required fields are filled and make sure the form data are error-free when we submit the data. And here's the login model. So let's move on to notification. And as you can see, after the form is completed and submitted, notification will be popped up. And here's a tricky point we have encountered. Notification model doesn't know how to insert the DOM. So we rely on the fetch provider. We rely on the fetch context and provider as a medium to set the notification state. So all the state are rely on this context to make the notification appears. And this is the front end. So here we go to the back end side, the server side. As you can see, we have divided the file into controller and models and routes and all supporting functions into this utils folder. Here's the interesting part. We have extensive debate on where to put validation. For example, whether it should be on controller layer or on the model layer. This is associated with the fat model skinny controller, this kind of philosophy and design pattern. After extensive discussion, finally, we have fully convinced that validation should be implemented on the controller layer. Why? Because the controller layer is the entrance of the whole application. And if the contaminated data will be blocked at the controller layer, and they won't pollute the model side. And so to keep the database clean and without contamination, here we use the Joy third-party library, Joy, to validate all the requirement from the input. For example, first name is required email and password should match the regular express function. And also, we have implemented the middleware to extract the user token and put it into the header and send back to the user when we set the response to the user. So if not passed, we have a central error handler to capture errors. So this is the demo of my part. Thank you. And welcome the next teammate.
So I'm going to introduce a post task component. I was mainly responsible for this post task. As you can see, it's widely used everywhere, like Google mentioned before. So basically, it can be divided into two situations. One is when you log in. As you can see, I was logging perfectly. And you can, so let me show you the whole process. So when you click next, and this part is about you ask you to enter task details. You can enter job title and job details, and also select the categories. So if you ever have entered anything, it will pop up the arrow hint here. So let's say help move my TV and help move my TV from CBD to Sunnybank. And we divided 3 categories for this website. So this one is belong to removal, and then let's cleanness. So here is to determine the task happening where and when to finish. So it had 2 methods. One is online, and another one is offline. So if in online, you only need to enter the date, you don't need to enter address. But because as you can see, the task is about help with my TV. So you need to be physically here. So let's say Adelaide Street. And this is provided by Google API. You can also enter the Durban detail here. Also, you can enter the detail street, like 116. So let's select the date, like next Wednesday, and then click next. Order here. So if you switch to online and you switch to offline, the location will be cleaned. So if you click next, it will ask you to enter a detail, the location. And here you provide a help pop-up box to help you determine how much budget you need to provide. So, like I'm generous, let me provide $100 or $1,000. Or if you like, want maybe figure out it can be done like within several hours. So let's say I give hours wage 6 and 3 hours. Sorry, that's total nearly $200. And if you switch to total, it suddenly become the total number here, as they set the hourly rate to 1 hour. So let's give it $200 and get code, and you will see successfully submit. And if you click close, you can file your task in here, in the profile task, and the $200 location, description, and also you can find your task in the removal. So removal, there, have moved my TV. And another situation is if you log out and you want to post a task. Let's say find a teacher, teach Chinese via June. Select others. Let's say $300. Oh yeah, if you want to change any task details, you can go back, even go back to the welcome page, and all the state will remain the same in the input box. You can change it like via Microsoft Meeting, whatever. And you can change it like in person. So come to my house, like 22 whatever Macgrath Street, and also you can change it to online. So if I haven't logged in, once it detects there had no user here, it will ask you to log in. So let me log in. And you click login. The post task component will remain the same in here. You can also do whatever you want, like change to removal, to pick up, to killing, and then finally get code and successfully submit. And also you can file your task in here via teacher teach Chinese via June. Okay, so basically, that's how the process of post task work. And let's welcome Ziwei to introduce browser task.
Okay, can everyone hear me? Thanks to Chang Hong, and now I'm going to introduce the browse task part. And in this part, I divide it into 3 sections. On the top, it's the task menu. Now we can set some filtering to select what kind of task we can see here. For example, we can set the price range. We want it to be higher than $100. Yeah, you can see it's updated here. And also, if we want to select some specific category, we can select here by claim or removal. And also, we can use this keyword search. Like we want to find some tags about pickup. Yeah, we can see all the pickup related tasks here. The keyword will be matched to the content of the title and as well as the details. And about the left side, it's a task list to display the current loaded tasks. This color bar represents the current status of the task, like the green color means open, the blue means assigned, and there should be the red one means completed. And if we select a task, the details will be shown on the right side. And here we can ask a question about the task. Yeah, it will be shown here. And if we are satisfied with this task, we can make an offer. First. Make an offer. And if we are not logged in, the login model will be popped up. And login first. It will check our backend to see. We need to check the. Sorry. We will check the backend. Is there a profile of this current user? If the profile doesn't exist, it will ask the user to fill in some necessary information first, like the bank account details, the billing address, the date of birth, or the mobile number. Oh, sorry. I used the wrong side. Sorry. It was the local one. Sorry for that. Yeah. Here I fill in some parts in advance, so it saves us some time. If we fill in this part, we can see a tick here, and now let's fill in the rest parts. Like there's validation here, so if it's not finished, there was let's tell something wrong about it. And once the profile is finished, now we can click continue. Now we will be redirected to the make more offer part. Here we can a message to the task owner. For this task. So now the offer is made, and we can see here the task we offer. And now we go back to the browse part. Yeah, we can see our offer is displayed here, and we can toggle to see it, all the detail of the message we left. Yeah. And also we have a responsive design of this page. Let's stream to some, yeah, some specific width. The page will be split into two parts. Now we are in the display part, and here we can go to the task. And if we make it smaller, the search input will be high. We can use this button to toggle the search input. And also the drop down will be adjusted to a smaller size. And we have a loading function in the task list. When we scroll to the bottom, we trigger the loading to load more tasks into our list. Go to the bottom here. Yeah, load more. And I think that's all about this part.